KXRNLP Laguna Niguel, Laguna Beach, Laguna's only FM, KX 93.5.
All right, that was The Night Music by Cecilio and Kapono. And of course, in the studio today is Henry Kapono from the islands. Good morning, Henry. How are you?
Good morning. Aloha,
Hello.
everybody.
Thanks for coming. You know, I'm going to back up a little bit. I used to see Cecilio Kapono years ago at the old Golden Bear in Huntington Beach.
Yeah, that was a great place.
That was a great place, yeah. And to be honest, you haven't changed much physically.
I try not to, you know.
You stay healthy?
Yeah, I do know.
Eat all the good foods and exercise and do all the good stuff?
Try to do everything I can, yeah.
All right, so those who don't know, and I can't believe there are people out there who don't know or have never heard of Cecilio Kapono, but they were a duo band that formed in the 1970s. They were one of really the biggest musical groups to come out of the islands. Rock and roll with a little bit of the Hawaiian culture, although we'll talk about that in a moment. But really sort of a unique blend of music that crossed cultures and has crossed generations. They're still big these days, Henry, especially in a solo career now. And I guess, Henry, my first question for you is, what do you think was so captivating about your music, Cecilio Kapono years, your music? I mean, there was the songwriting, of course. There was the harmonies, the musicianship, the friendship. What do you think was so captivating about your music back then?
Well, I think it was the friendship.
Yeah.
It was also about, you know, we were actually singing about what everybody, our lifestyle and everybody else's lifestyle. So
Yeah.
we're all doing the same things and, you know, having the same kind of fun. And I think everybody kind of remembers that. And I think that's what really got everybody into it, because we were talking about each other, you know. We're singing about each other.
Yeah. I remember, like I said, seeing you guys at the Golden Bear and just always coming and leaving with a big smile on my face. It just felt like a good time.
Yeah, well, that's what it was all about back then. You know, we're having a good time, having parties and lifetime parties, and you know, having a good time together, and you know, we're around friends and living in the islands, and you know, it was good times.
Yeah, you know. Definitely. So I did my homework like I always do. You guys share the stage with Santana, Loggins and Messina, Boz Scaggs, Peter Frampton, Cheech and Chong. There's some memories
in fact,
there.
When
or
we
maybe
played
not.
we played in Detroit, they thought we were Cheech and Chong when we came up.
Well, we should explain. Back then, you guys had, you know, the long hair, the big beards,
yeah, and dark skin, and you know, so Columbia, we were at Columbia Records, so they kind of had a kind of challenging time to try to figure out how to market us, because we were so different, and we weren't playing Hawaiian music, we were playing, you know, music about our islands, you know.
Right.
You know, so you know, it was things have changed since then.
Sure.
You know, but it was, you know, challenging. It was fun.
Yeah.
And it's good to be here.
Yeah. Well, thanks. So Laguna, again, if you're listening, and I know you are, I want you to tweet friends. I want you to wake up your neighbors. Henry, let's start, if you want, with maybe one of your songs. I was thinking "Highway in the Sun," which is one of my favorites. You up for that?
Yeah.
That sounds good. And we tuned the guitar earlier, so we should be in tune right now.
I think we are.
Okay.
It's a song I wrote here in California when I was traveling up from. We were traveling from L.A. to San Francisco, and there was between Ventura and Santa Barbara. There's that coastline on Highway 101. So
I know it well.
Actually started off as called Highway 101, and then I changed it to Highway in the Sun. But you know, during the spring, there's those hills on the side. That's it was springtime, and we were traveling. And a friend of mine, well, actually our road manager, was from L.A. And I said, "Well, those are beautiful flowers up there." And he goes, "Those aren't flowers; those are weeds." Really? So, and they were actually mustard weeds. So,
And I think you use that line in your song.
yeah.
Don't you?
So,
Yeah.
have you ever seen a yellow mustard mountain? When California sun shines in the sky. Have you ever seen it dancing softly in the wind? Painted nice. There's a happy kind of feeling when the sun's out. Rainbow-colored countryside can all be seen. Mother Nature, you are beautiful, you are the song I sing. Everybody, you should see it. You got to feel it when you're riding down the highway in the sun. Everybody, you should see it. You got to feel it when you're riding down the highway in the sun. There's a cool, refreshing feeling that I get in the springtime when the flowers are in bloom. It does something to me that I can't forget, and it's there for you. Everybody, you should see it. You got to feel it when you're riding down the highway in the sun. Everybody, you should see it. You got to feel it when you're riding down the highway in the sun. Everybody, you should see it. You got to feel it when you're riding down the highway in the sun. Oh, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da,
beautiful. How would you say your culture has influenced your music?
Well, I grew up listening to Hawaiian music because that's all that we had in the house. My parents played that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
now, when you say Hawaiian music, though, listening, what would you have listened to back then? Do you recall?
Traditional Hawaiian.
Okay.
You know.
Gotcha.
But then when I'm in the car or when in different situations, I would listen to rock and roll, and that's what I loved. That really influenced me. So, being pure Hawaiian, a lot of people expect me to, be more traditional and play more traditional stuff. But I just loved what I was hearing, all those great bands back then. And that was my biggest influence.
C&K, of course, very popular. I don't know how many albums you guys ultimately put out, but I remember at least the first 3 or 4 that came out. And then you made a transition into a solo career. Now, you guys were a duo on stage sharing the spotlight, but you were sort of, as I recall, reserved a little bit. And
yeah.
Would that be a fair statement?
Yeah, I didn't do much of the talking.
Yeah. But once you transition, how difficult was that transition to a solo career where now you're front and center having to do everything?
It wasn't so bad.
Okay.
I had to make some changes, because C&K fans were total C&K fans.
Right.
So wherever I played, all they wanted was C&K, you know. So, to try and get my own identity, I had to try and find a whole new audience. So that little search took a little time, but eventually it grew and it built, and people were able to listen to what I was trying to write and sing about, as well as the old stuff, the C&K stuff.
Very nice. Let's transition to one more song before we take a break, and a song of your choice. And I like that you sort of shared how you were inspired to write Highway in the Sun. So if you got a little backstory on the next song you're going to play, I'd love to hear it.
All right. Well, being so close to the ocean, this is a song that I wrote for my dad. My dad was a big influence in my life, and so I always wanted to write a song for him. I used to love that song, Bojangles, and how he talked about a man. And so one day I went sailing, and it was a beautiful day. In fact, it was a perfect day. It's probably the only time I'll go out sailing. And it just hit me, you know. The song did, and when I went home, I started writing this song. And so I would say my dad never sailed in his life. I never called him Jackson, but I was the captain of the ship.
Very nice.
He was a great captain. He's captain of a small ship. And he called her the Queen. And Jackson was an old man, the skipper of the sea. And he dreams about one day an island he'll find out lost in the ocean, just passing in time. And he'd rather be sailing away. And he'd rather be sailing away. And he'd rather be sailing. And he's been to places, and he knows them quite well. But those are just traces of stories to tell. And he loves his lady, and his whiskey is sweet. But sailing's his first love. It keeps us so free. And he'd rather be sailing away. And he'd rather be sailing away. And he'd rather be sailing. And he goes where the wind blows, and he flows with the tide. He's just going nowhere, just going for the ride, with a cigarette for company and a shot for good times. And a sunset to follow, into the night. And he'd rather be sailing away. And he'd rather be sailing, yes he would, sailing away. And he'd rather be sailing.
One of the things I wanted to transition to was you did a headliner show with Michael McDonald from the Doobie Brothers for the Dalai Lama. I'm wondering how that came about and what that concert was like.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing to be asked to play for that. And then
totally.
Michael and I have done a bunch of stuff together. We do conventions together.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it because your vocals blend well? Or why,
well,
why the two
we've
of you?
had a friendship for a long time.
Got you.
And we did a concert in Hawaii and on the Big Island, and a bunch of people had seen it, and then they started hiring us as a. But what it is kind of like I go up and I play. Nobody really, in conventions they're from all over the world.
Right.
So a lot of the people don't know who I am. And then I introduce Michael, and then everything kind of like opens.
Bring on the Doobie Brothers.
But he's a great guy, and we were asked to play for the Dalai Lama, and he and I were sitting down figuring out, well, what are we going to play? This is quite an amazing opportunity, and we got to really pick the right song. And so we sat down. I went through some songs. He went through some songs. Then he said, "You know what? A couple weeks ago, I was playing with jamming with Stevie Wonder." I go, "What? Stevie Wonder?" He means these. He goes, "Yeah." And then Stevie started playing this song, and I went, "Wow, where was I?" Michael. But anyway, he said, so he started playing the song, and I went, "Oh yeah, that's a perfect song." It is actually a song. I'll play a little bit of it.
That sounds good.
Because everybody knows this song.
It's a perfect song for what, though? For the concert that you did, or
for that whole moment?
Okay, cool.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's the only thing. That there's just too little love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone.
That's a beautiful song, yeah. And you sing it so well. Do you two sing it together? You and Michael McDonald, or?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we worked out an arrangement and both sang it together.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
When you play for the Dalai Lama, is it just the Dalai Lama, or is it a concert?
It was a concert. He was there for to do his talk to the people, and it was in a big concert hall.
Oh wow!
And he was there and sitting down and listening, and actually he was backstage listening, and then when we started singing, he came out and just started standing there and listening to us. So
with a big smile.
Moving moment.
I'm sure it was. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like when you sing, I just feel like I want to come over and give you a big hug. There's something about. That's how I feel. Okay, you also did a performance of "I'm Coming Home" concert for returning troops. This was Pro Bowl 2013 halftime show. Talk to me a little bit about that experience.
It was amazing. I've been having some pretty amazing experience. I do a lot of stuff for the military because I have had the experience, and I know how much they appreciate it and how much we appreciate what they do. And so actually, a friend of mine was going to Iraq, and he said he had met a girl in San Diego, and we kept emailing each other, and he kept talking about her. Said how much he feels like this is the one, and when he gets back, he's gonna ask her to marry him. And so he said if he ever gets back, he's gonna do that. And he made it back 2 years later, and called me not too long after he got back and said, "I'm getting married." So I thought it was a really neat little story. So I wrote the song "I'm Coming Home." Hello, baby, I'm coming home. I'm waiting for my plane. Been waiting for this day. Tonight we'll both be all alone. I hold you in my arms and never let you go. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I kept the rose you sent with me. I looked at it every day. It got me through it all. And you were always on my mind. I hope and pray that time would bring us back again. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. It's been a long, long time. I kept my hopes up high. I knew when we first met that you would be my wife, the mother of our child. Today is not just any day, it's forevermore. This I promise you. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
Beautiful. Woo! Henry Kapono, I'm coming home. You've written a children's book, right?
Yes, I have.
You want to talk a little bit about the children's book and what that, I mean, how did you come from being a musician?
How'd that come to be?
Yeah.
Well, you know, when you have kids, you know, kids are very inspirational if you kind of like just let them be who they are and let them influence your life. And my daughters, we used to make up stories, and, you know, before I put them to bed, we'd tell the story, and we'd make it all up, make all the names up, and so they really taught me about recycling and all this, you know, these things that we need to do for the planet, and so that story kind of incorporated taking care of our land, you know, our islands.
Yeah.
So they were the big influence on.
What's the title of the children's book?
It's called A Beautiful Hawaiian Day.
Well, that sounds like a beautiful children's story. Yeah. Let's transition into another song. A song of your choice. Whether you want to do.
Well, since we're talking about my kids.
Okay.
This song that I wrote for my kids. I have 6-year-old twins, a boy and a girl. And I was watching my son. I was watching them play one day, and my son was playing with his train set, and he kept trying to figure out, you know, what it was and how it worked and all that stuff. And then I turned around for a little while, and when I turned back, he had it all apart. And I went, oh yeah, I used to do that. So I picked up my guitar and sat right by him and started writing this song called Dreams. And it's really about, you know, we all have dreams, and we get from one place to another, you know. We start as a child.
Nice.
When I was a boy, I played with trains, cars and planes. I loved my toys. I'd close my eyes and I'd fly. I'd watch the earth passing by. I believed in my heart I believe in my soul. I believe in myself, in dreams. When I was a teen, I went to school. I learned all the rules, had all the tools, but something inside burned like a flame. I knew what it was, I knew it by name. I believe in my heart, I believe in my soul, I believed in myself, in dreams. Hold on, hold on, hold on to your dream. And now I'm a man, I'm living my dreams. I got a beautiful wife and beautiful kids. And I watch them play with their toys. It reminds me of when I was a boy. I believe in my heart, I believe in my soul, I believe in myself, in dreams, dreams,
Very nice, Henry. Very nice. Very nice. Beautiful. We have about 2 or 3 minutes to take us away. Any particular thing you want to end us with? It's sort of upbeat and fun. And
Well, this goes out to everybody, all my friends here and all over the world, and California, and all of you folks here too. It's so nice to see familiar faces out in the crowd. It's so nice to see friends of mine enjoying themselves. And everybody get happy, 'cause we can work it out. We are friends, friends, friends. We are friends, friends, friends. And I remember when I was down and out, you came. I remember when I was friend, hey, what's your name? And getting off on each other, we can work it out. We are friends, friends, friends. We are friends, friends, friends. And feelings are getting strong, and you feel like you belong. The closeness you can feel, the smiles that are real. We are friends. And if you feel like singing with me, sing out loud, 'cause it'll make you feel good just to sing right out and be a part of it all, 'cause we can work it out. We are friends, friends, friends. We are friends, friends, friends. We are friends, everybody's friends, friends, friends. We are friends, friends, friends.
Beautiful. I love that. Henry.
Song for the friendship show.
There you go. Yeah. Henry Kapono, everybody. Thank you so much, Henry, for coming in. It was just
everybody.
I just felt so honored that you stopped by and shared your time with us today. Thank you so much. You've been listening to KX 93.5 FM, Laguna's only community-supported radio. I'm Scott Hayes. This is the Friendship Show, and we're out of here. Mark, take us away, please.
Good time together, looking for the warmth of the sun. Gonna be a long time together, and the best is yet to come.